Hello everyone, welcome back to Crossblitz. It's been a while. Uni started a couple of months ago, and turns out that this is a particularly demanding semester, so I haven't had much time to record one of these. But I decided to squeeze one in, just so just something on my channel that isn't older than a year. And a couple of weeks ago, 1.0 released. So Crossblitz is finally out of early access. You can see the version number in the lower left corner. It's actually 1.0.3, so I guess there was like a little hotfix or something already. I've opened the game and looked at the changes already. Haven't looked at the patch notes though. But they did add some new stuff. So of course the mercenary board was already filled out, but there are some new relics. For example, the Evolve deck has this Slushmore Scepter, which means that whenever you evolve minions, only enemy minions evolve. So I really like the sound of that. One of my least favorite aspects of evolve is that it can evolve your own minions, and if you have some kind of stat buff on those minions, then you just lose all of them. So that should definitely open up some strategies, make it much easier to get the evolve deck as some secondary archetype in your deck. I think the food deck also got a new one. Yeah, Scarlet Feather. When you play a first spell that costs 3 or more each turn, redeem a card. So something, a spell-related relic, I suppose. Interesting to see that attached to Sono Sid, because that guy's a very minion-heavy deck. Yeah, you can see that. Like basically all of these cards are minions, except for the Feral Claw. But blue definitely has some spell-based archetypes, like with Nilmi and with Piper. So I guess for those ones, it's a pretty nice relic to have. And there also weren't any other blue minions who didn't already have 3 unlock relics, which is the standard number. But, other than that, not that many changes. Region-wise, still got the same regions with the same bosses. I don't know if that's it, or if they still plan to update the game and fill out the left side of the map. Story mode also is out now in full. So there's a chapter for the green decks. It's been out for a while in the beta build, but now it's in the full version. Definitely gonna play that one once I have the time. Also trinkets and relics. So since there are some new relics, there's also an additional relic ban. There's also all of these down here, which I'm not sure what that's about, because there aren't any new unlocks. Not on the map, not on the bazaar, and not in the mercenary menu either. So maybe that's just a list of all the available relics, including what you can get from special event nodes. And maybe there's no other way to get them for now. Maybe there are some plans to implement them in the future. Who knows? But yeah, I guess you can see all the relics that exist in the game now. This one's new. When you summon an overgrown minion, give it +1 health. That's okay. I think I've seen this one before, but not in the roguelike mode. Scorch 3 enemy tiles. So okay, I know that one. Yeah, that one's an event relic. This is new. When the opponent plays a spell, give a friendly minion +1 thorns. So, kind of a crossover between poison and thorns. After a friendly minion with thorns dies, deal damage equal to its thorns randomly split among enemy minions. Ooh, I like that one. Kind of a control relic. Keep the board clean, which thorns already has a defensive playstyle. So yeah, wonder where I can find that. Yeah, let's jump right in. I'm just gonna pick Admiral Brass, kind of my comfort pick in some sense. And I'm gonna play on Sproutwood because I didn't finish the series I did before, so maybe I can do a Virosa Vial S rank, wrap that up. I did it with Abraxas, my other attempts on this particular map, but I think you can do it with Admiral Brass. Admiral Brass can basically do anything. I just need to be aware of the discard, which I could go for the pirate generation, but that kind of becomes heavily nerfed by all the discard going on. You want to have as many cards discounted as possible. So yeah, I'll just stick with the Red Wing Raid and Cutlass Swine. That's like the most important piece in all this. Rigbeak for cost reduction, and I think I'm actually just gonna go with the Buccaneer instead of the draw options. Usually I like Sea Shanty a lot because I can make a turn 2 draw play into a turn 3 Cutlass Swine. Buccaneer is my turn 1 play, or Rigbeak to get some cost reduction. But for this, I may just want to keep the deck lean and make sure that I always have less than 5 cards in hand, so I don't discard anything, and superpower my Cutlass Swine to cut the enemy down. So yeah, Buccaneer, Cutlass Swine, Rigbeak. Rigbeak might also help keep my hand size low, just by making my cards cheaper and letting me play more cards. And yeah, that's about it for card selection. For relic types, yeah, this looks good to me. Brilliant Elixir is also a much better option now that this new Evolve relic is out. Although I imagine that the new Evolve relic only appears when you actually have Evolve in your deck. Seems too specialized to be a general relic, and Brilliant Elixir can always appear, so I think I'll still cross that out. Yeah, Death Dice I always keep banned. Doggy Biscuits, useless Magma Tridents, not what you want for S ranks. Molded Moonshine is extremely anti-synergetic with Admiral Brass. Don't want any minions without abilities. Don't want most of the neutral Elder Relics. Don't need that. This one on other maps might be an option for a fast deck, but with the discard that's pretty brutal. Can unban Dark Album. Gonna keep Cheetah's Badge. Do like keeping the discard relics open. Pearl. Is that unbanned? Yes. So yeah, I want to ban the Pearl. Not gonna playing a lot of spells, right? Because the map does punish me for playing spells, I think. Yeah. So yeah, maybe I just cross off the spell-related relics. Well, I only have one more ban. So is there any worse spell relic? Like a spell generator? This one discards itself. This can be a nice engine. Soul Spark. Could use it to reduce pirate costs, but I've never actually tried Soul Spark Rigbeak. That does sound kind of fun. But maybe not for this deck archetype, because I want to play Cutlass Wine on turn 3 or turn 3 and 4 and just close out the game that early. So yeah, let's get rid of Soul Spark. See how that goes. And Slush more, so playing around spells deal damage to myself. I discard cards if I have too many of them, and I have to pick up garbage if I pick new cards, instead of being able to cancel them out. And the boss is playing a bunch of poison and scaling the poison with the ultimate and causing a lot of pain if the boss doesn't die fast. Right, so S rank, I want to look at the elites. I can fight either Bramble Mother, shouldn't be too bad usually, or I can fight Cryomancer. It can be a bit annoying with all the removal, but by that point my deck should be quick enough to kill. This one can give me the superpowered thorns, like +4 thorns, and thorns are permanent, a permanent buff to attack. And I also have the puzzle battle where I can gain lifesteal on the thorns. So this pair of nodes is extremely rewarding. I also like having a trinket shop right here. Though maybe not right here, because I wanna buff my Cutlass Swine with 2 trinkets over here and maybe get a third one right before the Deadly Battle, if I can afford it. This one is... I think I can get some money here. And here. But yeah, that being said, so Chief Somus Lodgings and the Puzzle Battle with Bang are gonna be a huge power spike. Probably complete the deck at that point. So I think I wanna get my elite battle crossed off at the top with the Cryomancer. Not that avoiding Bramble Mother is that much of a priority, so Let's get the first battle. Archer or bots. Bots might hurt if the junk bots spit out some good blueprints. So let's fight the archer. Shouldn't matter either way. Admiral Brass just one-shots once you can bring out a Cutlass Vine, but this should improve my odds of getting my overkill early. And I can kill that 1/1. Buccaneer has tough, so they don't take damage from 1 power minions, or to be more specific, they receive 1 less damage from any source. And so I could kill now, but I could also do this. So now this trades into the Rigbeak, and then I can block the archer. Those tough minions being very useful against those archers. And yeah, next turn I can get my overkill, I think. Enemy might block too many lanes, though. So this is 2 damage right now. Let's wait a turn. Next turn I definitely get it, because I can clear the board with the ultimate. Oh wait, can I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, I do, because the archers don't counterattack. Yeah. So I don't even need to use my ult. Ult would have killed the enemy, but not overkilled them. Alright, so now I just have to beat the lead, beat the boss, and not take too much damage. And for my card reward, there's Grog. I usually like Grog quite a bit. Draw 1, gain some armor. Can easily become draw 2, gain some armor. A little worse with this basically just being +1 armor instead. Red Wing Provisions I don't really like, because they are very slow. You need to play a spell, to play a cannon, to play more pirate minions. Like this whole sequence is gonna cost you, what, 8 mana? And of course it's a spell, so this is an interesting package. Bladed Grunt for some extra armor, some kind of removal, a board wipe. Not what I'm planning to do though. Like, hotshots would be too bad if I need to clear the way for Cutlass Vine. But board wipe hopefully shouldn't be relevant. And some armor gain. Also kind of too slow. And I'll just leave. Alright, so for the tavern, Aggressive should be good to get a discount at the lodgings. Skipping is probably an option. I could do like a tavern, see my elder relic, get a fight, see some other relics, troop or remove. Magitech Scholar shouldn't be too bad of a fight. I can bait out traps with my Buccaneers. Get some money. See some relics. Not getting any trinkets on this path, but again, I kind of wanna wait with the trinkets on the Cutlass Vine, because if I pick up some trinkets beforehand, I might not be able to afford them at the Chief Lodgings. It does mean fighting the boss without any trinket buffs. Which kind of might be unpleasant, because Wild Mystic is actually quite an annoying boss. Do I have the Thorn Relics? Hold on, let me see if I have the Thorn Relics enabled, the Thorn Trinkets. Okay, so turns out you can actually check the map when you are currently in a run. So I don't think I can check which trinkets I banned and which I didn't. There is a path with 2 trinket shops in a row, which might be worth picking up if I do get a tavern recruit. So let's look at a tavern. I have bombs, I have yellow, specifically the stealing archetype, and I have Broodmaster. Broodmaster I usually like, but blood tokens are a spell, and it's kind of built around spamming those out. This is some nice utility. I think once you remove the Brigade Cadet, this is never too bad of a pickup. Bang works pretty nicely with Brass, I would say. So Incinerate can get off some nasty big threats. Jolly Bomber can speed up some fights with those extra bombs. Burst I usually just remove. Don't like adding bombs to my own deck unless I've very intentionally built around that whole archetype. Bang can be a nice secondary win condition in some cases. I don't think there's any reason not to pick him up. It's just 50 gold, because it goes well together with Admiral Brass. He has pirate stuff, but I think just for this deck it's worth it. And I don't think that's enough money to justify it going right. Also want to grab an early-ish campfire. So right, so I can add bombs if I have armor. I don't have any armor generation, and best sources aren't that good right now. Usually this works really well with Grog, because you can play it on turn 1, immediately have 2 armor, immediately start adding bombs into the enemy deck. And it's kind of relatively easy to keep that armor for a couple of turns. But 1 armor is just half that amount. Big bomb when I shuffle cards into the enemy deck. I deal damage across the board. So this is kind of the South Bomb relic, because when you shuffle bombs into your own deck, you also activate this relic. I also want to try that with Evolve at some point, because Evolve shuffles a bunch of cards into different decks. But I think here it's just Red Wing Flag. Simple, but very effective. Do I want to go to the left? Card shop wouldn't be too bad either. It does delay my campfire by a little bit. Kind of don't want to do that. I'm gonna want to keep my deck lean and clean. And I'm fine with that. Scorch doesn't bother me. With those Buccaneers being able to clear it out without taking any damage. And I'll just immediately place the Jolly Bomber. Basically put the enemy on the clock with the bomb shuffled in already. And yeah, in this position it's not bad to add a bomb into my own deck. Doesn't put me out of S-rank range. Should wrap the fight up pretty quickly. That's one. That's two. Already dead. Especially before the first boss fight, bombs just win real fast. Because the enemies don't have that much HP. Wreckbeak, Mud, and Provisions. Not very convincing. Draw can just mess me up. If I'm holding a Cutlass Wine, I don't want to lose that. And of course, that does mean I'm foregoing deck consistency, but the way I will handle that for this run is just by removing a lot of cards, maybe cloning the important ones and not adding too many cards. So yeah. Also means I probably don't want to bloat my deck with these. Hotshot can be nice. I mean, it is a one drop. It's definitely not the right bucket. Draug is good but not great. Red Wing Provisions is slow. Burst Throw is... Did they change that at all? Add a bomb to both players' decks, both players draw a card? No. Didn't expect this card to be changed, but I still think that this is just terrible. Even if you're going for self-bombs. So if it's anything, it's the middle pack. Again, 2 hotshots. Not too bad. Might help me target Incinerate more properly. There's a small and a big minion on the board. I want Incinerate to kill the big minion, so I can use Hotshot to kill the small one. I don't think it's good enough though. Again, what I'm really hoping for is that Cutlass Wine is gonna be strong enough to close out the game on turn 3. Which means that I shouldn't really rely on having removal on my deck. Yeah, let's look at some relics. Bilge bombs. Pirates have rush, and but they add bombs when they die or are summoned. Great relic if you're going for self-bombing. Really wish I'd seen that when I had my bang run during the series with Admiral Brass. Because if you have Bang's ultimate, that's awesome. You can just spam that out every other turn. But yeah, not with this deck. My main minion already has rush. Cutlass fine. It does mean that Buccaneer and Jolly Bomber are immediately pushing out damage. But I don't think I can get them to be enough that I don't explode with the bombs I'm putting in my deck. Witch's Wardstone usually is solid pickup. Have an ace up your sleeve. Just one-sided wipe, killing all death rattles too. But you can only play it from turn 6 onwards, so you know what I'm gonna say. Heart Potion is very solid. Makes getting S rank a lot easier because now you have a tolerance of 15 damage taken instead of 10. And I'm gonna burn burst. And do I want to fight Salty Roll? I don't think so. Magic Tech Scholars should be fine. And this looks fine to me. I am starting. Usually I'd keep the Buccaneer as possible bait, but in this spot I wanna keep my hand size at 4. And yeah, I'm gonna add bombs. I don't want Jolly Bomber to die, in hopes that it can yeah, get some damage through to face. Now I'm gonna bait out that trap. Okay. It was fine. And now I'm gonna put Jolly Bomber in this spot because these two minions are gonna die, so next turn this is guaranteed to get some damage through. Unless Magitek Scholar removes my minions somehow, but I don't think they can do that on their turn. There is a trap that activates when minions die, but I think it only does so when you do it on your turn. And yeah, new trap, so gonna bait it out. No Cluckies. Ah, but it is the trap I was just talking about. Which does add a bunch of bombs though, so not too upset that happened. No new traps, so I can... Or was that a new trap? No, I think there was a new trap. Well, doesn't matter. It went through. Bomb goes off. Great. Very clean and easy fight. Now there is some redeem spells, which are doubly bad because I take damage both when I play this and when I take the spell this creates. Bombing stuff, like remove bombs I don't care about. This would only remove enemy bombs. And neutral pack. Which, yeah, not that good. Campfire or bandit camp. Since I haven't played in a while, I don't remember all the options I have at Bandit Camp. I'm just gonna look at it. And I can get 50 gold. Or I can remove for 50. What would I remove? I do like the Jolly Bombers for now. I think they're gonna win the boss fight. So cutting Buccaneers is a bit iffy, leaving me with no 1-drops. So yeah, I'll just get the gold. And here I can look at relics, I can get a weapon for free. So I think that means I'm getting a relic for free. Or I can take some damage for 100. I'm already at 200 gold. I'm gonna get a bunch of gold after the boss fight, so I'm gonna take a relic. These are kind of the same option. A relic is worth 100 gold, but this hurts me and I don't get the immediate benefit of having the relic for the boss fight. I need to spend that to turn into actual power. So I'm gonna pick a relic. Minions in my starting hand have +1 power is an alright boost. If I have a Cutlass Vine, that's kind of cool. Vicious Scythe, Splurge 3 to deal 3 random damage to an enemy minion. I don't have any source of Glimmer, which is the resource that is consumed by Splurge. So that doesn't do anything. Royal Glaive is kind of alright. Something in my hand gets Flux, which means that it can no longer be discarded, because it returns to my hand. So yeah, that kind of helps me counteract one of the curses, one of the masks. Boss time, Wildflower Mystic. Very oppressive. Lots of spells, burn spells that can hurt your face a lot, so that, yeah. This might kill my S rank right then and there. Cutlass Vine got the glaive, that's pretty cool, so I can keep that, and there it is. So this has Flux now. Should I start Cutlass Vining? I think I should, and I want to play my Buccaneers when Admiral Brass is ready. If I bait out the spells now, then I might be able to keep my Admiral Brass on the board for a turn. Yeah, it's just very annoying. Am I willing to take 3? That would mean I have a tolerance of 7 more damage. I think I'm gonna play 1 card to avoid the discard. Maybe bait out another spell. Yep. Alright, so Cutlass Wine can't close out the game, unfortunately. So I have to hope that either Admiral Brass survives or somehow I need to get my ultimate to work. I don't think that's a thing. Oh, that... Jesus Christ. I think that's S-rank gone. No Jolly Bombers is unfortunate. One bomb would have closed out the deal. Do I have 3 pirates? I can play 3 pirates, so I can clear out the board. That is pretty nifty. Oh, and it does actually kill this turn. And I take 1 more damage, I think, because the ultimate counts as a spell. But after that, I win the battle. And because I have the health potion, I'm still within S-rank margins. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Alright, so that was a close call, but I did win the fight with brute force, basically. Boss reward time. And I can either get a grog with a draw trinket already attached. So that would be a P1 draw 2. I could get more Cutlass Wine, which is nice. Right now the cost of the 2 trinkets I need is... Well, one of them is an epic, so that one is 80 at base, I think. The other one is common, so 50 at base, so that's 130, and then another 150 for the trinkets I already have. I do have enough money for that, so I could pick up a Cutlass Wine with a health buff. Do I want 2 Cutlass Wines with health buffs? That would mean by Cutlass Wine is worth 14 damage once played. The boss has 45 HP, I believe. So that's 4 Cutlass Wine attacks, 3 if I get in some chip damage from a bomb or a Buccaneer or something. Three Cutlass Wine attacks would mean that I would have to play a Cutlass Wine on turn 3 or something. Have it attack into an open lane on the next turn and play another Cutlass Wine. Which if I have Incinerate, that could be doable. Sea Shanty turn 1 with some extra draw. That's also in that pack. Since I am getting a bunch of poison, it might be good to add some extra redundancy in terms of Cutlass Wines. or even a sea shanty to dig to my Cutlass Swines. Also, I might want to get rid of that Royal Glaive before I face the boss. Because if that targets poisons, that's gonna be a bit annoying. But I think that's fine. Definitely not the best option. Plus 2 health, definitely would prefer something like flying or trample. That would make my life much easier, I think. Yeah, I really don't like this being plus 2 health. So this pack I definitely don't want because of the Red Ring provisions in my starting hand. And I don't have a big bomb focus, so this is not for me. This is not for me. Do I want to spend another reroll? I think I'd rather spend them at trinket shops. Not this one though. Ooh. Double stats. So this Cutlass Swine would be what? I don't think the Thorns would work with this. Let's see if they don't. That's 6 power because I think the relic does go before the trinket activates. And so that would make my Cutlass Swine be a 32 hit. No, hold on. No, that's... No, it would be a 20 hit. So 2 Cutlass Swine hits would bring the enemy down with some chip damage. I don't think that's worth the +1 mana cost though, because I would have to play them on turn 4 and 5 then. -1 mana could be interesting. Make it a 2 and 3 play. Perhaps even turn 1 if I get the coin. Can I even afford an uncommon trinket? I can. +1 power would be... would mean that the Cutlass Swine hits for 16. Which means I do 3-shot the boss without chip damage. But again, I think with the Jolly Bomber, or something, I should get there. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the mana reduction. And I think that should leave me just enough money to get this and this. Yeah. So now this has +4 thorns, and those thorns are always active. So 3 because power of the relic, +4, that's 7. Hits 2 times, that's 14 damage on turn 2. And I can get a watering can if I so please. Like Buccaneer, but it does fill up my board. So I don't think I'm gonna do that. Gonna go to the puzzle fight instead. Get some extra lifesteal. Clear the enemy side of the battlefield. So I don't think I've seen that before. So I can deal 2 to everything. So these all die, summon some candles. Which would leave the bangs at 5 health. I can play a Regis Rabbit. Leaves them all at 4. So I need to play one of the board wipes to get rid of the blasts. Which leaves me at 5 or 6 mana. And then I need to play 3 more cards to get rid of the bangs, right? Firestorm and Scorching Whirlwind is 5 damage against everything. So that wouldn't be enough. I would spend 9 mana. Oh, it's probably Whizbang Wildshot, isn't it? Do 4 damage to a random enemy minion, repeat for every pyro spell you've cast this game. So I guess the idea is that I play a bunch of pyro spells, like all those hotshots. And then the Whizbang Wildshot, because it has random targeting, can kill all the bangs. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hotshots. That's enough to kill all the blasts. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will do 6 shots, yes? Yeah, because it will always shoot 1 and then +1 for each. So I think that's the solution. Bang. And bang. And bang. And bang. And bang. And now I have exactly 5 left to do this. And yeah. Alright. So I guess the board wipes were a red herring for this one. And yeah, I can either get the Fistwell, which is a pretty cool spell, by the way. It can move enemy minions. It gives you extra armor. Freeze also makes the minions easier to kill. It can move your own minions if you so choose. But yeah, for this one, I'll just take Doomhook for the lifesteal. And now this relic shop unfortunately won't get me anything. Yeah, because I am just 10 gold shy of affording any of these. Dragon shop could be cool though. Yeah, trample would be really nice for... Oh no, hold on, I bought the minus mana for Cutlass Wine. Would have been nice. But I think 2 mana is also good. Is there anyone else who can benefit from trample? Jolly Bomber, kind of. 1 mana Jolly Bomber also isn't too bad. I can cut the Buccaneer. Have my Jolly Bombers as my turn 1 plays. There is one more campfire, and cutting Buccaneer would be a big reduction in deck size. Only 3 Cutlass Wines is a bit shaky. If I lose one, I really have to hope that like one of them gets a lucky extra hit. I might opt to dupe the Cutlass Wine instead, but even then, cheap Jolly Bomber shouldn't hurt. I can only get to the campfire if I fight the lead, so... Double elite, not necessary, but I think this deck can handle it. Yeah, let's just get rid of the Rigbeak. Rigbeak also isn't really doing anything for this deck. I don't have enough draw for it to matter, my minions are already cheap as heck. So yeah, I am kind of just brute forcing my way to victory here. Three Cutlass Wines, that's 14 times 3 damage. Interesting. So those are some good neutral minions. Flying Wind Knight. Wind Knight, I think, one of the best neutral cards. Really good card in general. Shield Scout is alright. It does have the perfect trinkets for the Shield Scout. Extra Thorn, so extra retaliate damage. It can already retaliate anyway, and extra durability with the toughness when it already has barrier. And Button in a Sail just gives you a bunch of utility, but of course not what my aggro deck is doing. Molder's Mallet though lets me copy minions like oh, I don't know, Cutlass Wine, reduces their cost, so gives me a nice turn 3 play of Cutlass Wine, Molder's Mallet, Cutlass Wine. And since I was but worried about running out of these, I do think I'm happy about picking one up. And Blaze Fist, I guess, for removal, which might get me help. Might help letting the Cutlass Wine hit one more time. So yeah, I think I do want to pick up the campfire. Question is, trinkets or another relic? Do I want to replace the glaive? I think at this point I'm more worried about losing cutlass vines than I am to taking poison damage that the royal glaive is gonna keep in my hand, because I do have the lifesteal. So I'm gonna pick up trinkets. Dual strike. Oh, dual strike. Anything that would use that? I guess Rigbeak? Kind of the only cheap-ish epic minion. I could also get Tough. Can I put Tough on Buccaneer? I can. Yeah. Funny. Could also put it on Jolly Bomber. Thorns +2. Would have also been good for Cutlass Vine, because that's another +2, aka +4 damage. So I think I'm gonna cut the Buccaneer, so I don't wanna boost that up. This would leave me at 50. No. At 110. I thought I was... I thought I already had to pay some penalty cost. But no, 110 would be enough to buy an uncommon on Jolly or Rigbeak, which are the only relevant minions left to boost, so I think I'm fine with getting this dual strike, because that's another 6 damage. That might be the last bit of chip damage I need to win. Oh, Thorns +3, even better. That's like the ultimate dream on this map. +4, +3 Thorns on Cutlass Vine, so 10 power with the relic, 20 damage hits. Draw could be alright on Moldes Mallet, although the only thing I really want to draw is Cutlass Vine, and I'm only using Moldes Mallet if I had Cutlass Vine. Let's see. Rush. I can't get this on. No, that's unfortunate. I would have rather had Rush on Redbeak than Dual Strike. Barrier though? Barrier on Jolly Bomber? Does mean it doesn't die as quickly, which is how it gets bombs into the enemy deck, but one extra turn of being alive means one extra 3 damage hit, which is almost as much as a bomb, but more immediate. So I think I'll just take that. And then I am gonna pull the risky move of cutting my Buccaneer, which is the most drastic deck thinning I can do. Now I just pray that I don't get screwed with my draw. So I don't want that. I don't want that. Jolly Bombers, Jolly. Alright, one Cutlass Vine. 2 Cutlass Vines. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna punch the enemy real hard. And I didn't lose my Cutlass Vine, that's also good. The enemy didn't block. Is that game already? No, not quite. But yeah. Blaze Fest. Got the flux so I can play it if the enemy blocks. But yeah. This fight can get real tough if you go into like turn 5 and beyond. So I think aggro is definitely the best strat, and yeah, the Admiral Brass is as aggro as you can get. There is some stuff you can do with the Dragon decks that comes close, but I think on this particular map, Cutlass Vine being able to receive the +4 damage with Internal Rush and Dual Strike means that there's nothing that can really beat it, and yeah. I'll just move that, because why not, and get rid of the poison. I would still be above S ranks, even without the health potion, even without the lifesteal. So, yeah. On GG. And now that I have completed all the S ranks, I'm gonna do a little bit of story mode next time I record, whenever that might be. But for now, I have finally finished this series, getting an S rank with triple masks on every map. Remember a couple of months ago, I expected this map to be completed with Abraxas on all nodes, but yeah, I did figure that there might be more workarounds with the discards than I initially thought, and the other two modifiers really aren't that bad for the most part, so yeah. Hopefully there'll be some other region at some point. Again, I don't know how much development is still intended now that the full version is out. But just looking at the map, it seems like there is something else coming. But if not, I'm sure I can think of another series. I thought maybe I could do some kind of Nuzlocke type thing where the idea would basically be to go through all the all the maps again, but I'm only allowed to use every minion, every mercenary once. Since I did do a couple of repeats, or maybe I take like each mercenary and play through every map with that mercenary, see how they perform. That would be a longer term project, but then I can maybe do like a little tier list for each mercenary, talk about the strengths and weaknesses in more detail, because on this series I did a lot of theory crafting. Maybe I can do a couple more dailies, who knows, but yeah. Next up would definitely be story mode. I am excited for that as well. new evolve stuff, new Thorns archetypes, and dinosaurs. Green has been one of my favorite factions in this game for quite a while, ever since Lieutenant Juniper was added, and ever since dinosaurs existed. So, see ya when I see you.